Mike Woodson was upset, the Knicks coach. I just think he bears mentioning. Of course, it begins with the players. It just bears mentioning. If the coach has any sort of control on his team, it never happens. He didn't want him to do it, and they still did it? Well, what does that say? I also loved his quote. He said something to the effect of, I asked him to stay out of the papers, which is like, welcome to the 1980s. Who says that anymore? Stay out of the papers?
Good point.
Do his players even know what the newspapers are? Nowadays, if you're you stay off Twitter, right? I mean, isn't that what you say?
How about just shut up?
Right, shut the bleep up, but stay out of the papers? Who says that anymore? Well, and these players don't even know what that means, stay out of the papers. But anyway, if anything, that foolishness put more pressure on themselves. And J.R. Smith was the chief among them, and he starts out 0 for 10, and I don't think that's a coincidence. I don't think it gave the Celtics any more motivation. I mean, they should be motivated as it is. All it does is create another layer for the Knicks themselves, and I think you saw it. And it just shows you what they are, a team that does not get it. Beetle, do you have a thought on all this?
Yeah, I think you're being way too positive on all this, and I can't believe that you say last year I thought the whole grit and balls thing was a joke.
It was a joke.
But this year you're buying in. So last year when they go 2 rounds and then take on Miami, they had already played a Game 7 along the way. They take Miami to a Game 7. That's not grit and balls, but this year winning 2 games against the Knicks and being down 3-2 is grit and balls?
Coming back in this series, if they come back, is legit.
They haven't come back yet.
Well, let me finish. Is legit. If they do, it's legit. If they do, right. If it ends at this point, fine. No, they don't get grit and balls. If they make this a legit series, that's grit and balls. I thought last year when you beat the Hawks and then the 7-seed Philly.
You've been crapping on the Knicks all year long. All year long you've crapped on the Knicks.
Yes, they are losers.
And said they're a loser team.
They are.
And now the Celtics are down 3-2 to what you call a loser team. And all of a sudden, woo! Grit and balls. Yeah, listen to KG. Isn't he great? KG's back. I mean, seriously, Mike, break out the tie that Wick gave you the day that he was in here. I hope you wear that tomorrow. Get Felger a T-shirt. Someone send Felger a grit and balls T-shirt, okay? Because you are buying in so hard right now. Where is this coming from?
What do you mean, where's this coming from? The number of teams that have been down 3-0, I think there's 100 and something that have been down 3-0. Only 11 have come back to force Game 6. In the NBA, Beetle.
That's Game 6, not Game 7.
Right, Game 6. The number that have forced Game 7 is like
3.
3? 3
teams.
So what happens in this league, and I think it speaks to the nature of the players and everything about the league that sucks, is that when they feel it's over, it's over. Most teams bag it in Game 4. Never mind last night.
Look, I don't think
so really, I'm Beetle. I'm grading on a curve. Okay, I'm grading on a curve. This is the NBA, and those guys typically, at the first sign of adversity, sort of pack it in, and the Celtics haven't. So I think that, to me, what they've done so far, just so far, I'll give you this, is more legit than beating the Atlanta Hawks last year. My God, when they beat the Hawks last year, I had to clean up the fluid from you people, and that was the Hawks are a joke. I mean, they should beat the Hawks. Already, they've shown me more in winning these 2 games than beating the flipping Hawks last year.
See, I'm still not convinced that they're going to win Game 6. I mean, so whether it's
of course not.
Okay, whether it's here or not, I think a lot of people are assuming now that this thing's going 7. I don't feel that way. You want to know what my conspiracy theory is on this?
Yes, what's your conspiracy theory?
Okay, if I'm not mistaken, I think last night the Celtics had fewer fouls called on them than any other game in this series. Don't you find that odd? This is a little unusual, don't you think? And I don't know. I mean, at the moment, all that win last night really did is get the Celtics an extra home game.
Correct.
Didn't they lose a home game at the end of the regular season?
I draw that line. I'm sorry. You lost me there.
Okay, so
they did. The Indiana Pacers game got
because of the marathon.
Because of the marathon.
They lost
I see. They lost a gate.
They lost a home game.
Yes, they lost a gate. They didn't lose the game. They lost a gate.
Right. Sorry. I mean, they played 81 games. They didn't play 82. The owners were gracious enough to say, you know what, the game doesn't mean anything. The city's undergoing a major catastrophe at the moment. So let's wipe out the game because it really doesn't mean all that much. And what we lose is the game. We're the ones who really make the sacrifice.
Mazz, this is a great conspiracy theory.
And this was,
I love it.
Well, you can't subscribe to it, Mike, because this is all about grit and balls. This is not about conspiracy theories. This is simply grit and balls.
No, but this is
on
a good
the
one.
Celtics.
Okay,
part.
so Jimmy and I
one.
just hatched this in the hallway, and actually,
let me ask you, Beetle. Do you think the Celtics won last night because of the refs?
No, I think they won last night because New York was terrible and took a lot of dumb shots.
They always take a lot of dumb shots.
Oh man, but it was really bad last night.
See,